Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I am really excited to make one of our favorite dishes. Now, my husband doesn't eat pork, so we don't eat this as often as the girls and I would like, because he doesn't eat pork. So when we're here with my parents, or if we're traveling, then we tend to have a pork loin because he's not there. So we are gonna make this pork loin. These come together in one package. It's about 3 pounds, so somewhere between two and 3 is what you want. I think it's probably considered like a half loin is my guess. And we're going to make some spices. I already cut holes in everywhere. You can use a knife or you can use a fork and make different hole points all over on both sides. And then we're going to make a spice mix that we're going to stuff in the holes as much as we can. And then we're going to brown it, and then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it. And we're gonna make this delicious garlic butter. So, thumbs up, hearts, share this video so that the whole world knows that they too can do this. Have an amazingly delicious dinner that's satiating and makes you feel full, but is absolutely delicious and full of flavor. That's like my #1 requirement, is that it's full of flavor and high protein and low carb. So we're gonna move this to the side for the moment so that we can mix our spices here. And I am going to mix all of them together, and then we're gonna like push them in all the spots. So we're going to use a half a teaspoon of basil. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of pink salt. And then we're going to use a few seasonings as well for our garlic butter. Then we're going to use 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Tell me where you're watching from. I would love to say hi. My girls and my mom went to the pool today, the local indoor pool, and I did an exercise snack this morning, or this afternoon. Tell me if you saw my live yet this morning about exercise snacks. If you didn't see it, go back and watch it. It was really good. It's what I've been learning and I've been employing here. Now we're doing a teaspoon and a half of oregano. 1 1/2. And now we're gonna mix this. So I'm just gonna use this to mix it. All of our spices together. And then I'm gonna start to kind of sprinkle into and on top of this pork loin and into the holes that I've created. I was really hot because I was drinking really cold water. And then, I was really cold because I was drinking really cold water, and now I'm really hot. All right, now, I'm going to just like sprinkle, and then I'm gonna press in as well. So I have 2 sides. I wanna cover all sides, and then we're gonna do the other side in a second. And you can always, if you want this to be even more seasoned, you can double the recipe of the seasonings. I wanna make sure that I have enough to cover both sides. So I'm just gonna kind of like sprinkle it first, and then I'm gonna come in and press it so that it goes into the meat in the holes that I've created. All right, so on this side, I'm just gonna press. I've made holes all over, so I really want to kind of like move it into those spaces too, at the same time as coating the whole thing. So I have my oven preheated. It just finished heating to 425 degrees. So I'm gonna get these spices in if I can. Just push into the holes around. And I'm gonna turn on my, it was like, why can't I turn it on? My stove, because I'm going to brown the tops of both of these so that they can have this like kind of crispy, not crispy, but kind of crispy cooked. The spices are cooked into each side on the top. Okay, so I think I have about half as much left for me to use on the other side. I just want to get a couple of these spots that are a little bit more sparse. This one's doing pretty good. With a little bit more seasoning here. Push those in, and tell me where you're watching from. I am making a savory pork loin with garlic butter. So we're gonna make our garlic butter after we put this in the oven. So I just started heating up my skillet here. I have 3 tablespoons of avocado oil inside here. So I'm going to transfer my pork loins and put them upside down in the oil. And because they're really flexible, I can kind of just make sure that they're both going to be in the oil. And I already made slits on both sides with either a fork or a knife. This time I did a knife before I've used a fork. I want to make sure that it's touching the oil. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to now put the rest of my seasoning on here. Coming back. So that both sides, and we're going to cook each side like 3 minutes on each side. So I'm going to try to get this as well, like dispersed across all the spaces. And then we're gonna do another, we're gonna make our garlic butter while this is starting to cook on both sides. I'm almost done with my spices. This is one of the best parts of this, so it's important that you do this part because it makes it so delicious, like this delicious, almost crust-like part of the meat. And then the garlic butter is my girls' favorite part. They always want me to end up making like another set of the garlic butter because it's so good. And they drizzle it over their all of it. So now I'm just gonna press these into this side. Even like the parts that have more of a slit, I'm gonna like enter it into those slits. Okay, now we've got that done. Now what we're gonna do is make our garlic butter while that's cooking on one side. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. And I already have 3 tablespoons of butter that is melted. And this is something that you might have to, after it's been cooking, you're probably gonna have to warm up your butter again. But we're gonna make it right now so it's ready to go and then just be mixed again. So now we're gonna do a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of each of these. So we have a half a teaspoon of pink salt, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you like garlic, put garlic in the comments. If you like pork, tell me pork in the comments. If you don't like pork, you could probably do this with, I'm not sure really, maybe with chicken breasts. I think that would work. So now we're just going to, I'm done with all the spices so I can use this tool. Now we're just gonna mix this. And then this is what we're gonna serve drizzled on top of when we cut each pieces. With the loins, we're gonna cut them like this, so they're like little rectangles like this. And then we're gonna drizzle this garlic, we're gonna make sure it's all mixed, and then drizzle it on top. And then put extras on the table so that people can drizzle more if they want to. Now you can hear that this is starting to get sizzly on the sides. So all we've got to do now is, I don't want to take it up prematurely. I do want to cook it a little bit longer on each side. I can smell it. It smells so good. So I'm just going to tell you so you don't have to watch for the next minutes while it does it. You're going to flip it 3 more minutes on both sides. It needed some time to heat up, so I think that's why it took a little bit longer. On both sides, and then you're going to put it onto a baking sheet on top of either aluminum foil or baking mat. And put it in the oven, 425 degrees, for 25 to 30 minutes. Check it, and then add 5 minutes at a time until it's done. You don't want it to be over dry, but you also want to make sure it's cooked. So sometimes it might take like 45 minutes, depending on, like, these thicker parts are going to take longer, like right here, than the sides over here. So check it, 25, 30 minutes, and then cut it into it, see where it's at, and then drizzle it with your garlic butter. So good. It's so good. All right, that is it. That's the recipe. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I will show you what it looks like later. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!